Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the New American Colleges and Universities College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Elizabeth, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. We have one remaining session this evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And this presentation is being recorded and we will be available at strivescan.com/NACU. I'd now like to turn it over to Michelle to introduce this evening's college fair.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. And welcome everyone. I'm Michelle Accusio from the New American Colleges and Universities. You might be here tonight wondering why these colleges are presenting together. And the one thing that all of them have in common is that they combine liberal arts, professional preparation, and civic engagement. And I can talk a little bit about why these are important. Professional preparation, nobody needs to ask too many questions about that. Everybody wants to get a job when they get out of college, or at least most people want to. Students at NACU campuses make sure that happens by connecting the classroom to the real world through coursework, internships, and in other ways, so that when you graduate, you have the skills and experience you need for whatever job you want to do. The reality is, though, you may not stay in that job throughout your entire career. And so what you need is the liberal arts courses that will help you build the skills that you can apply to many different jobs. These are things like reading, writing, problem solving, critical thinking. And lastly, the civic engagement piece at our campuses means that as a student, you get a sense of fulfillment when you apply whatever skills you have to helping others, whether it's in the local community or, service learning in a study abroad situation, or just working on solutions to issues that impact people in different ways. So that's what brings them all together. However, they're all very different. So I will turn it over to Sean at Nazareth College, and he can tell us what's unique about Nazareth. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. And I hope everybody can hear me. And I've just shared my screen. And Michelle, if you can confirm that you can see my screen here, that where it says today is a great day to be a Golden Flyer.
You're good to go, Sean.
Very good. Thank you. So good evening, everybody. And so I'm going to say welcome to Nazareth College here. And it's a great day to be a Golden Flyer. So Nazareth College is a school of about 2,000. We're in Rochester, New York. And for those of you that are not in the Northeast, or maybe even somebody that are in the Northeast, there's kind of a myth and a reality that goes with the Rochester winters. We get some lake effect snows, yes. January and February can be pretty intense, no doubt, but actually, I always like to joke with people and say that despite the fact that we do get a fair amount of snow in January and February, I've actually played golf in Rochester each of the 12 months for the last 5 years. So there's the myth that goes with it. Summers are beautiful, springs are great, and same with falls too. But anyhow, Nazareth itself, in our roots, in our history, Nazareth has always had a commitment to community and belonging and diversity. Even though the name Nazareth might imply a religious element to Nazareth, we used to be affiliated with the Catholic Church. We no longer are. It wasn't a bad break, so to speak, but the Sisters of St. Joseph that were running the school at the time were running out of resources for themselves. And so therefore they thought it best to sell off the campus and move on from there. However, Nazareth has held on to the notion of service. In fact, we've had national awards for community service in Nazareth. Now on the religious side of things, we're no different than most other liberal arts colleges in terms of our requirements for a philosophy and a religion course as part, and it's a survey of religions that most of our students will take at Nazareth. But there is, like I say, even though the buildings might imply that we are a religious school, we are no longer affiliated, as I said. But moving into the educational structure of Nazareth, we take a holistic approach to the education of Nazareth, as many of our colleagues do at other schools as well. So we pride ourselves on creating some transformational experiences. In fact, if you look at the intellectual pathway slide, the transformational experiences, I'd like to share a story that I think really hits home with what this is all about and what we're trying to do in Nazareth. But one of my former students, I actually taught for 27 years at a boarding school in New England before I took on my role in admissions at Nazareth about 10 years ago. But one of my former students is actually the head of our history department at Nazareth. And so he recently wrote a book about land acquisition from the Native Americans in New York State. And but what he shared, I mean, there was an interesting story in his book, but he said that as part of his research, he had students get involved with his research so that they could have those hands-on experiences. So that's an example of some of the transformational experiences that we're trying to create in Nazareth. The accessibility to professors, the willingness to roll up their sleeves and work with you guys in terms of your goals and your aspirations from there. But the student experiences that we want to create, on campus with, as you can see on the other screen, Midnight Breakfast, Spring Fest, we have opportunities for students to really connect in the community, because in the end, that's our goal, is we want all of our students to feel like they belong. And I think that I can really make that point or hit it home with the fact that my daughter is a graduate of Nazareth. And actually, I was still living in Connecticut while she was a student at Nazareth. And she always felt that right from the very beginning. So, our faculty, our staff works hard to help every student feel like they belong. Now, co-curricular activities are important too, and academic support, and co-curricular support's important as well. So we have assigned every student a career coach on top of having an academic advisor as well. So that's one important piece. So helping you find the right internship, helping you find the right clinical experience if you're looking at, say, a program like a physical therapy or an occupational therapy. So experiential learning, again, is important, but you're going to, like I said, have that career coach with you. Even if you think you know what you want to do the rest of your life, you're going to have that adult resource there to help you, again, on top of having an academic advisor. Opportunities to travel. So yes, COVID has put a little bit of a crimp on things, but at the same time, we're trying to get things back online and back into play here. So as you can see, over 55 long and short-term options that we have available, whether you want to do a traditional term abroad opportunity, or if you want to do a short-term 2-week experience where you'll still get credit and the opportunity to travel and see a different part of the world. On campus, we have great support too as well. Looks like I'm running out of time. And so lastly, we don't want to let money get in the way of opportunities for you. So we have this grant called the Spark Grant. And as long as you do this, your internship or study abroad or research experience before you start your junior year, you'll have access to at least $1,500 to do this. So that can help defray travel costs. Perhaps in an internship that might not be paid during the summer, it might help offset the summer income that you might be dependent upon as a family here. So those are opportunities. And lastly, what I'll say is the investment that I've witnessed in my time at Nazareth is whether it's the athletic building that was just put up for our athletic programs. We have an indoor track with a full field at the far end of it as well for our outdoor sports team. Because like I said, the Rochester winters can be a little bit tough. So those teams that have want to get those practices in will have a great facility to do that. Same thing with the arts. We have great, robust music programs. We just recently built a new performance hall for our music programs. Lastly, we do offer merit scholarships, so I think I'm out of time, and thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Sean. Hopefully we'll have some time for more questions later and you can talk a little bit more about Nazareth. Next, we'll turn it over to Dana from Wagner College.
Dana, you're muted.
I'm sorry about that. Can everyone see my screen? I hope so.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So hi, everyone. I'm Dana Accusio. I'm the Associate Director at Wagner College of Admissions. Just to give you a little bit about Wagner, our tagline, I guess you could say, is be a part of the city. The reason being is that we are located in one of the 5 boroughs of New York, the borough of Staten Island. So we are a very short trip right outside of Manhattan. If you like the hustle bustle, fast pace of New York City, but want to come to a more calming and suburban campus, you have the best of both worlds at Wagner, which is nice. A perk about coming to Wagner is that all of our students get to enjoy a free shuttle ride right down the road, about 5-minute drive to the Staten Island Ferry. And you take a free trip over the Staten Island Ferry and you're into Manhattan within 35 to 40 minutes, which is great as far as internship goes. A lot of our students have such easy access, or for leisure as well. You could take the ferry over at any time you please. Our campus is 100 acres. We are a very small school, about 1850 undergraduates, but our students are very diverse from 45 different states and 29 different countries. 75% of our students do live on campus, so we have a pretty large population of dorm students. However, we have a huge population of students from the tri-state area as well that do commute. So there's the opportunity for both of those. Our faculty to student ratio is 14:1. So if you are looking for that personalized one-on-one individual attention, you will definitely be able to get that at Wagner, especially when you get into your major. Sometimes the classes even go down to 8 students. So if you're used to that, if you're coming from that where you don't want to be just a number, you definitely will get that, that opportunity to have relationships with your professors. We do offer over 40 different majors and minors. We are a liberal arts institution. Just to mention some of the most popular ones, I would say at Wagner are nursing. I would say that is the most popular major, a 4-year bachelor's of nursing degree. And also, as far as the sciences goes, we also have a physician's assistant program, which is a 5-year program. We consider it, I guess you could say it's accelerated in a sense, because the students graduate with their undergraduate and graduate degree in 5 years, and they sit for the physician's assistant exam and their physician's assistants when they graduate. The job placement is pretty much, I would say, in the high 90s for that program. It is a specialized program. Another one is health science majors. So that's for students who are looking to do something like physical therapy after they graduate, to pursue graduate studies in such as physical therapy or occupational therapy, speech therapy, programs like that. Our health science program will prepare you to be able to apply to those programs after. Theater performance, we are one of the top performance schools for theater performance in the country. So we do pride ourselves on that. If you ever get a chance to come see Wagner's performances, honestly, you would think you were sitting for a Broadway show in New York City. It is phenomenal. Of course, that is a competitive program as well. This is just an aerial view of our campus. It actually looks much larger than it is. For a small school, we do have pretty big grounds, but this is just an aerial view of all the different buildings that we have. I promise you will not get lost on campus, though. We do offer over 70 clubs and organizations. Something to note is that a big part of our campus culture is our Division I athletics. Some students are recruited straight from high school However, if you're not, you still have an opportunity to try out for a team. If you were interested in one of our sports, you can be, we call them walk-ons. So that's something good. And it is part of our culture. The football games, the basketball games. Tonight, we actually had one at 7 where a lot of the campus community was attending. So it's a nice atmosphere to be a part of, a lot of pride. We do have Greek life as well. Theater performance, the nice thing about that is that you do not have to be a theater performance major to participate in any of our shows. So everyone on campus has kind of the same, they're on the same playing field. They can try out for any show that's being put on. If that's just their side love, they're a biology major, but they love to sing and love theater, they can try out and they have the same chances as everyone else for getting a role. So that's nice to be involved in as well if you're interested. Opportunities for community service are at Wagner as well for civic engagement. This is our football field. And just to show you, right from campus, you do see the Verrazano Bridge because we are located so close to New York City. The views are amazing, especially from one of our dorm buildings in particular. The students get views of the Manhattan skyline, which is honestly really, it's pretty cool. Our baseball stadium. And as I mentioned, the free shuttle to the ferry, just 40 minutes away. The nice thing about Wagner's curriculum is that they actually, all students are required to have an internship before they graduate. So it's part of their core curriculum for them to at least complete one. Of course, we would love for students to complete more than one, and we do have students that do complete more than one. But in order for them to graduate, every program that you're in will have to have at least one internship before you graduate. And our Career Service Center does help students with that. Just a little bit about our deadlines and specific programs. Physician's assistant and theater performance are the only majors that do have a December 1st deadline because both of them do require, for PA, it does require an interview, and for theater performance, it requires an audition. So those are the only early action deadlines that you have to abide by, December 1st. For all other, also the technology, theater technology is also another one. For all other majors, February 15th. We are test optional. That's something to note. We took that away quite a few years ago, and we will review your application based on your GPA and high school record. You do not have to send in the SAT or ACT, only if you would like, but it will not hurt you or work against you in any way. And if you want to follow us on any of our social media to see what's happening around campus, these are our handles. You want to take a picture, and I will definitely put this is my colleague's contact, but I will definitely put my contact in the chat box in case you want to reach out to me directly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dana. Now we'll turn it over to Deb at Ohio Northern University.
Welcome and good evening from Ohio Northern University in Ada, Ohio, home of the Polar Bears. We are so excited that you have decided to join us tonight. Ohio Northern is celebrating its 150th year, 150th birthday, with some very special events throughout this academic year. So one of the things that you're going to see with our student enrollment right now, we are currently a little bit over 3,000 total students. That includes 36 states and 26 different countries. And within those 36 states is Hawaii and also Alaska. So we're very, very excited about that. You can see some of our quick averages here. Our average ACT is right around a 27 and a 1280 SAT. Our average GPA, including weighted GPAs, is a 3.8, and our average class sizes are right around 18. And over 90, or almost 90% of them are fewer than 30 students. So you're going to get a lot of personalized attention in the classroom, be able to ask questions and work one-on-one with faculty members. We do have 62 majors and 53 minors in 4 separate undergraduate colleges and our College of Law. So our 4 undergraduate colleges are Arts and Sciences, Business Administration, Engineering, and Pharmacy. And then, as I mentioned, a College of Law. Most programs within campus are direct entry. So nursing, business, engineering, and our pharmacy is a 0 to 6 direct entry, which there's only 7 other schools in the country that have the 0 to 6 direct entry program. Our promises on campus are to focus on high impact practices along with our outcomes. So these are our 2 promises that we set forth for our students. And these are all available at LNU with first year experiences. We do have capstone course requirements. We have internships, externships, study abroad opportunities. And you're also going to see competitions like with our Baja car in the College of Engineering, our field semester in our environmental and field biology program. Those high impact learning practices lead to our strong and very evident outcomes. So we have a 95% job and graduate school placement rate for our class of 2020. The other thing that we're very proud of with that job and graduate school placement rate is our high report rate. So that 95% is off of 96% of our students reporting. And we have ranged anywhere from 96 to 99% reporting the last several years. And again, kept that 94 to 96% placement rate within that time period. Due to that fact, Zippia, which is a placement website, has recognized Ohio Northern University as #1 in Ohio and #3 in the whole country for our students getting jobs following graduation from ONU. We have been recognized by U.S. News and World Report as the #3 school in the Midwest Regional College listing. So those are schools, again, that are very similar to us in size and also opportunities. This is just a brief overview of some of our recent career placements. So we do like to see, obviously some very well-known businesses there with Deloitte, with the Chicago Cubs, with Cornica Cosing, obviously the Walt Disney Company that you see on there. And then again, these are just some of our recent placements in graduate schools. So you see Cornell, you see Harvard, you see University of Cincinnati, University of Kentucky. So we are sending students to some of the top-notch graduate schools within the country. From the application standpoint, our application is free, and there's 2 ways to apply. We have our university application, the ONU application, and then we also are a member of Common Application. So it is free to apply. There's no admissions application deadlines, but we do encourage for highest scholarship consideration, please apply by December 1st. In regards to the application, the materials that we need an application for admission, obviously, the high school transcripts, and then also we are test optional like many other institutions on here. So we do take the ACT or the SAT if students decide to report that to us. And then for our College of Pharmacy, we do need a letter of recommendation. And also the College of Pharmacy application does have a specific college essay in regards to pharmacy. From a financial aid standpoint, our scholarships are offered immediately after acceptance, typically within a week to 2 weeks. We do take super scores and also weighted GPAs for consideration for the academic scholarships, and our scholarships are renewable for 4 years. From an additional financial aid standpoint, we do look at grants, work study, and loans. So you would have to file the FAFSA, and it went live October 1st. And you see our school code on the web or on the page on the spreadsheet. And then again at FAFSA.gov is where you would file the FAFSA and the free application for federal student aid. Our academic scholarships range anywhere from $16,000 to $23,000. And in our College of Pharmacy, you're going to see a few higher scholarship levels there because we do have the difference in the cost. And then the 5th and the 6th year is graduate level scholarships within the College of Pharmacy. Residence life is abundant on campus. We do have most of our students living on campus. So there's many different opportunities from freshman style, community style bathrooms to residence halls to affinity village to apartment and suite style living, along with fraternity and sorority life. We do have 200 plus clubs and organizations, including 12 men's sports and 11 women's with NCAA Division III, and then also Greek life, multicultural development, and religious life on campus. Thank you so much, and go Bears, and best of luck with your academic year.
Thank you so much, Deb. And now we'll turn it over to Joe at Florida Southern College.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Excited to have you here. I'm going to put my timer on as well so you have that. My name is Joe Madigan. I serve as the Director of Undergraduate Recruitment Outreach at Florida Southern College. Excited to share a little bit more information about Florida Southern here with you tonight. To get started, a little basic information about Florida Southern. We are located in the city of Lakeland, Florida, which is halfway in between Orlando and Tampa. Giving you a visualization of where we are, about 30 minutes east of us is the Walt Disney World Resort. About 30 minutes west of us is downtown Tampa. We were founded in 1883, making us one of the oldest private universities in the state of Florida. And we're home to approximately 3,000 undergraduate students. About 60% of our undergraduate students are from the state of Florida. About 40% of our students are from outside the state of Florida. We also have about 600 to 700 graduate students that make up our community. Our students represent 44 different states and territories and 50 different foreign countries. We've been really excited recently to be ranked once again in the U.S. News and World Report as one of the top schools in the nation, including number 8 in the South, number 10 most innovative, and a best undergraduate program for business and nursing. Additionally, we are consistently ranking in the college ranking guidebooks as one of the most beautiful campuses in America, as you can see by the photos tonight. That's probably not where you're starting your college search. You may be starting with academics. We have over 70 different academic programs of study spread across 5 different schools, as well as 16 different pre-professional tracks, such as pre-medicine, pre-dentistry, pre-pharmacy, pre-physical therapy, and pre-veterinary medicine, all 5 of which tout a 100% placement rate in a graduate health professional school this year. We've accelerated degree options where you can earn your bachelor's and master's degree in less time, in 5 years, in fact. And some of our most popular majors listed here, you'll hear me talk about through the presentation here over the next couple minutes, including our sciences, nursing, which is a direct admit program, starting right away at Florida Southern College in our BSN, going all the way up to a DNP, Doctor of Nurse Practitioner program, business, music, theater, psychology, sports medicine, and exercise science, just to name a few. But the focus at Florida Southern, beyond just the programs we talk about, is really you as a student and as a family unit. We believe in experiential and engaged learning at Florida Southern. You're going to learn by doing. Let's start you in research your first semester, your first year, partnering with the Tiny Earth Network, where you'll take soil samples from the local Lakeland area, bring them into our state-of-the-art science laboratories, study them for microbial cultures and bacteria you can turn into antibiotics. Let's get your feet wet literally in our marine biology program in the Tampa estuary and study effects of climate change on crab populations, or get you stock trading in our stock trading and Bloomberg terminal laboratory right on campus. Every class at Florida Southern is also taught by a professor or faculty member. We do not have any teaching assistants, no student assistants. You are the focus here. I'll also share with you, we guarantee a couple of things for you. We guarantee the opportunity to study abroad, embedded in the cost of your college tuition. We guarantee an internship so you can apply what you've been learning in the classroom in a real world environment. We also guarantee graduation in 4 years' time, and we're so confident in that, we will cover the cost of the college tuition that it takes you to graduate after the 4th year. If you follow the simple steps and meet with your advisors, take part in those small class sizes, an average class size of 17 at Florida Southern, you're going to graduate on time. And we're going to support you so you can get to that dream job or dream career. So much so, our outcome rate at Florida Southern is 95%. Meaning students getting into graduate school, going into the health professions, getting the opportunity to get their dream jobs. You see some of the companies and businesses as well as organizations and universities that students are going post-graduation. We also want you to have a great experience on campus. We have support services like our counseling center. If you need disability services on campus, we have 10 different dining options for you, from Steak and Shake to Starbucks to our different pretzel maker company options on campus. We guarantee housing for all 4 years with 16 different options so you feel comfortable, safe, and at home. And there's something for everyone here, from exciting Division II athletics at Florida Southern. We have 20 varsity sports, from baseball, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, and volleyball, just to name a few, to some cool additions, pun intended there, our Division III ice hockey program in its 3rd year, or our Division I NACE esports program in our large snake pit arena on campus. I said something for everyone here because no matter your background, no matter what you believe, no matter where you come from, you are welcome at Florida Southern. And that's our honor code we live by, called the Cornerstone. So whether that be you want to get involved in Greek life, fraternities, sororities, you want campus ministries, you want to do community service and have that civic engagement, you're going to find that at Florida Southern. Let's talk about how to become a mock in the last minute that I have here tonight. It's free to apply to Florida Southern College. We don't charge an application fee, and you can find us on the Common application, the Coalition application, or our own online application. We, like our peers here tonight, are test optional at Florida Southern. We'll look at your high school transcript and your weighted GPA, a letter of recommendation, and then also we want to get to know you and your essay that's there. We have a regular decision deadline date of December 1st. That's our first one, with a final priority date of March 1st. You get your admission decision within 3 to 4 weeks at Florida Southern, as well as your offer of scholarship. You are automatically considered for merit scholarships at Florida Southern when you apply, and our scholarships this year range between $7,000 and $25,000 per year. They are all renewable scholarships. The key thing to ask colleges and universities as you're looking in your college search process. We have full ride scholarships you can apply for. And if you're joining from the state of Florida here tonight, we accept Bright Futures, Florida Prepaid, and any of the different state-based aid programs that are there as well. We reward talent for music, theater, studio art, graphic design. And we also want you to see yourself on our campus. Please come and visit us. That's the best way to see a school. We are open for tours, and my contact information is there. We would love to welcome you on our beautiful campus at Florida Southern. Thanks for having me tonight. Elizabeth, I'll let you introduce our next school.
Thank you so much, Joe. And now we'll turn it over to Belmont University, where we'll hear from Lily.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Belmont University. My name is Lily Scott, and I am an admissions counselor here at Belmont and a Belmont grad. So I'm so excited to get to share with you all about Belmont. Just to give you a little bit of some brief information about the university, we are a medium-sized school here in Nashville, Tennessee. What's great about being a medium-sized school is that we have all of the resources of being a bigger institution, but still our average class size is just 18 students. So even as we have continued to grow our student body, we have continued to grow our faculty as well to keep those class sizes small. We have a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We have about 8,700 total students, about 7,150 undergraduate students. This year we enrolled our largest class to date. We had nearly 2,500 new undergraduate students, which is really exciting. We have students from every state in over 25 different countries, and over 77% of our students come from outside the state of Tennessee. Now, I want to just talk about some of the reasons why students choose Belmont. And I first want to talk about Nashville. This city is booming, and there are so many great opportunities for students just being here in this great city. We're less than 2 miles from downtown Nashville. Our campus is pretty compact. It's only 10 to 15 minutes from one end of campus to the other, but we are right there in the heart of Nashville. Being in this city and being Nashville's university, we want to reflect what's happening in the city here on our campus. So our top 3 majors are going to be music, business, nursing, and audio engineering technology. That reflects the city. We are Music City. We're right here by Music Row. We're also the healthcare capital of the US. So 3/4 of the nation's hospitals are serviced in some way by a company out of Nashville. And we're also a fashion capital. We are a Christ-centered, student-focused institution. And if you are interested in growing and pursuing your faith during your time in college, we have so many ways that you can get involved. We do welcome students of all faith backgrounds or no faith background. You do not have to be a Christian to be a student at Belmont. We have 2 required religion courses that our students can take, but past that, there's lots of ways that students can get involved optionally. I want to talk about our academics because we have so many fantastic programs. And like the other schools, we are a liberal arts institution. And so we want our students to be well-rounded. So we want our students to have lots of different experiences in different academic fields, not just one concentration. And so you can start taking major specific classes day 1 at Belmont. So you're not waiting until your junior or senior year to get into what you're wanting to study. Here's just a little bit of information about those majors. Here are our top 10 majors. We already talked about those top 3. And then here are some of our newer majors. We started Middle Tennessee's first 5-year architecture program last year. We've added programs in our College of Education, in our College of Art, and our College of Music and Performing Arts. So just to give you a few examples of some of those different programs, we have over 105 different majors that students can choose from. And each year we continue to add new majors, which is so exciting. Now with student life, there's so many different ways that you can get involved across campus. We have over 165 different student organizations and clubs. So pretty much anything that you can think of, we probably have a club for it here at Belmont. So lots of great ways to get to meet people and get involved across campus. We're also so proud of our 17 NCAA D1 athletic teams. So we are currently a part of the Ohio Valley Conference, the OVC, and as of next fall, we will be in the Missouri Valley Conference. So here are some of our team's accomplishments. but we love to get to cheer on our fellow Bruins. And as a student, you can attend any of these events for free. I want to talk really quickly about the application process, what it looks like to apply to Belmont, what kinds of things you'll need. There's 2 different ways that you can apply. So you can apply through the Common App or through our online Belmont application. We do not have a preference, whichever portal is easier for you to use, we are happy to accept. So once we receive your application, let's talk about what else we are going to be needing from you for your application file to be considered complete. We are test optional for good as of recently, which we're really excited about. And so when you apply, you can choose whether or not you want to send in those test scores to us. We accept both ACT and SAT, and we also now recognize a super score. So we don't have any set admissions requirements here at Belmont. And so the numbers that you'll see listed are just going to be averages to kind of give you a little bit of an idea, not a requirement. So there's the middle 50% of test scores. We'll need your official high school transcript sent to us from your school. Average GPA on a weighted scale was a 3.7 for this year's incoming freshman class. And the only letter of recommendation that we'll need is a letter from your school counselor. Let's talk too a little bit about scholarships and financial aid. Your application for admission also counts as your application for merit scholarship consideration. You're going to be automatically considered for any and all merit scholarships that you might be eligible for just with your application. Our general academic merit scholarships range from $3,000 to $10,000, and you'll typically see those awarded somewhere around that average freshman class profile. The deadline for consideration of our top scholarships is December 1st. For need-based aid, we encourage our families to file the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. So this is what we encourage our families to file for Belmont to assess any need-based aid. I want to share a few different social media accounts with you all so you can check us out, see what's going on behind the scenes here at Belmont. We just had our inauguration of our new president last week. We had a Ferris wheel on campus, which was really exciting. In a couple weeks, we will be filming for PBS, our very own Christmas at Belmont. So look for that on December 20th. We also recently got a TikTok, so be sure to follow along. But I so appreciate you all following along this evening, and I am going to toss it back over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lily. And now we'll turn it over to, where are we going? Katie. It's not Katie though. Drury University.
Yes. Sorry, give me just a sec. Yeah, my name is not Katie. I have come in Katie's place. Give me just a minute here. Okay. As I said, my name is Cameron DeRosset. I am an admissions counselor for Drury University. Before I really get started here, I'd like to point to our QR code we have at the top here. It'll take you to a fun little flipbook, interactable thing. It will give you a ton of information about Drury if you're more interested based on the stuff you see on the slides. So yeah, Drury University is a relatively small liberal arts college located in Springfield, Missouri, which is on the southern side of Missouri. Here are a few kind of fun facts that Drury's kind of proud of. Like many of the other colleges on this panel, we are a relatively small school. So our average class size is about 19 students and our student to faculty ratio is 13:1. I like to also point out that we have a very easy application process that's also free. All you have to do is complete the application, submit an ACT or SAT score. We are test optional like many of the other schools on here. So if you want to submit an essay in its place, you can do so, and then submit an official high school transcript. So before I start talking about campus life, I'll talk about really briefly Springfield, Missouri. So as far as some attractions at Springfield, a lot of students are really interested in our downtown area. It offers a ton of great restaurants, really fun activities. This top left picture here shows our Gilloy's Theater, which is a pretty cool venue that has a ton of live performances. You'll see a lot of bands and cool theatrical plays there. And then this top right photo here just shows like an overview of our downtown area. You can see kind of in the background there, there's a ton of trees and it kind of turns into like a rural area. So there's this really interesting blend in Springfield between this city and rural dynamic, which I think would be very interesting for students. However, if you are not as interested in the downtown or city life, we are located in the heart of the Ozarks. So there are tons of outdoor activities that are available to students: camping, hiking, backpacking, great caverns. Personally, this is my favorite thing about it because I love backpacking. So having all these crazy, awesome areas around us is super nice. So life on campus. For freshmen, we have 3 dorms that we offer that go at different price points. And then for seniors, or not seniors, upperclassmen, we offer suite or apartment style living. We have very low crime rates for our area, thanks to our 24/7 security on campus. And something that a lot of students don't really consider. We have a low pollution in the city, thanks to our relatively small size, but it's kind of an interesting dynamic because it's also kind of a larger city. Why Drury? Great question. So here are a list or some lists or reports that Drury are mentioned on that we're pretty proud of. We are among the top 15 Midwestern universities mentioned on the US News and World Report. We are also listed on the Princeton Review's best 384 colleges. I think this year it's 387, but we're still on that list. We're one of the most affordable colleges for what we offer in the Midwest. We're among the great schools of great prices, top 4. And then we offer the Drury difference. So like many of the other schools here, we're a 4-year private liberal arts college, but we also offer a ton of other really cool, interesting programs, some of which will let you study abroad. Many of them, like our architecture program that we're pretty proud of, you'll come out of with a master's degree. That's because it's a 5-year program, but it's actually really cool and intensive. Drury Fusion. So our Drury Fusion curriculum is relatively new, and the goal of it is to sort of blend your professional aspirations and your life passions. Usually this is done by selecting a major, a certificate, and then either a second major, minor, or a second certificate. This is supposed to kind of help branch out students to different interests that they have and kind of build an education around things that they're really interested in life and professionally. We offer a ton of mentorship programs and career building programs. So after you graduate, we'll kind of stick with you and try and help you build a career path. And then basically all of our programs that we offer will give you some sort of real world experience, whether that be internships, research, volunteer work, studying abroad, or working on a capstone project. What is a certificate? We kind of put this on here because a lot of students don't exactly know what a certificate is, which is totally normal. Certificates are, the way I like to think about them is they're sort of a condensed and more focused minor. So usually it'll require fewer classes, 4 on average. They'll be themed. Listed below, we have like a ton of our certificates that we offer. And then this QR code here will send you to a link for our certificates where you can get more information if you're interested in looking at those. And then finally, thank you. Again, this QR code here will send you to our schedule a visit page. So if you're interested in Drury at all, please feel free. We would love to have you come and see us. Also, it's very easy to play. I'd like to remind that it's free, easy, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Cameron. I really appreciate it. So I think we're just about at time this evening, so I'll go ahead and wrap us up here. We do have a few housekeeping tips as we end the college fair this evening. Thank you all for joining us, and to all the panelists for sharing so much wonderful information about your institutions. For the attendees, when you close the window this evening, there will be a link to fill out a very quick 5-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. In addition to that, we encourage you to check out the schedule for this evening. We do have one more session at 8 o'clock at the top of the hour Eastern time, and you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/NACU. Thank you, everyone, and we hope to see you again soon.